I'm Olivia, and this is Mila. Hello, Mila. Wasn't expecting you on my lap this soon in the video. This is Mila, and this is my recommendations channel. I'm doing a recommendations channel rather than a review channel because I'm neurologically the kind of person who sees what's going on in her head rather than reading what's in front of me. And so basically, if a book carries me away sufficiently that I'm like, oh, this was really good, I'm going to review it. I'm going to say, hey, come read this. If I'm doing a review though, then I have to think too much about what I'm reading and not really experience what I'm reading. I know it's just a difference in like semantics, but yeah, it seems important to me. So today, Mila and I are going to recommend the book Into the Light by Oshiro. Now this one's a real mystery kind of thing going on, so there's not much I can say except the setup in this part. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to make a second video talking about the mystery parts, talking about what happens and how things work out and what I liked about that and things like that. Eventually, when I get more technically capable about these kind of things and we get our editing corner set up here, I'm going to put, then I'm going to kind of stick it in the middle of this video so that we can do it with timestamps. So it's all going to be one video eventually, but right now it's going to be two videos. Because, okay, Into the Light is the story, mostly the story of a young man named Manny, who, he's a gay young man who is homeless. And that's a big part of why the mystery of this book is how he ended up in this situation. He was bouncing around from foster home to foster home with his sister, and somehow or other it all fell apart, and now he's traveling around with a family that lives in a van, the last name of Varela, and he's traveling around with them, and they're learning about each other, and he's feeling like he should leave because he doesn't stay with people very long. He talks about some of the scarier things that happened to him when he was on the road, because I mean, this is not a fantasy novel or anything. This is, more realistic. And meanwhile, this story is intertwined with the story of a young man named Eli who lives in a religious compound. And part of the mystery is that Eli and Manny have the same sister. And you're left going, what is going on? How do they have the same sister when it's pretty clear there's just the two kids? I'm trying to think, what can I tell you without spoiling it? Let's see. Well, I should have thought about this. I was thinking about this all night, and of course now I'm like blank. Oh yeah, that's the other mystery part, is that they find a body in the woods, and Manny, who's been kind of drifting around, decides he needs to go and see that body because he thinks he knows there are several people that it could be. Because we watch Eli indoctrinating kids into this like religious. Yes, hello, Mila. Do not lick my face in the video, please. I'm not a dog face licky person. She can only lick my face once in a while, and she should know that. And they find a body, and Manny needs to go because he needs to know who the body is, and it's definitely surprising when you find out who the body was. So it's a really good book. It's got a lot of mystery. There's how did Manny end up homeless? Where did this? Why do both Manny and Eli have the same sister if there's only two kids in that family? Who's the body? How did it get there? What's going with the Varelas? Are they trustworthy? There's a whole bunch of different mysteries in this, which is why I'm going to have to do a whole separate video on the actual meat of the book. But it's really good. And and Oshiro is I'm an idiot. Okay, I should have gone. Where is it? Where's my copy of The Sun and Star? Right there. I should have researched how much of it was written by Oshiro and how much was written by Rick Riordan, because it says Rick Riordan with Mark Oshiro. So I figured that it was mostly Rick, and then because Mark's gay and this is about a gay couple, that he just brought Mark Oshiro on to, help out with that. I did not realize that Mark Oshiro wrote the whole thing. If I realized it, that would also have an autograph. But I got the autograph version from, not sponsored, Nowhere Bookshop. I love Nowhere Bookshop. Really, it's not sponsored, but they'd sponsor me. I'd be so happy. But anyhow, it's a really good book. Mark Oshiro is a interracial adoptee. He's actually Latino, but his adoptive family was not. And he also is known for the Mark Does Stuff, like, series. That's actually how I discovered him, because I didn't realize they were the same person either until the... Okay. Now, I'm Ace. I don't wear my Ace ring today. I do in some videos. Depends on whether I store it in my bedroom, because I have to do this early in the morning before my dad gets up. So, I'm Ace, and so a lot of Chuck Tingle stuff is kind of not my theme, not my vibe. But I do love his, whole love is real, and, proving love and everything else. I love that whole sort of theme. So I bought Camp Damascus, which is over there now, I think. And I pre-ordered it. It was my Cyber Monday purchase for the year before it came out. I pre-ordered it and read it, and I loved it, and it wasn't too sexy, so that was nice. It was just too spicy, and so that was nice. And then I went to, and so Chuck wears the bag over his head. I don't know if you know that. He wears it. He has autism spectrum disorder, and going out there where there's people is very stressful. So Chuck discovered that by hiding his head, he can go out. And he was invited to be in the American Library Association convention that was held in San Antonio this year. This year? Yeah. Held in San Antonio. And then they had second thoughts because the bag. Because I guess some people thought that was frightening or scary, or could be hiding something terrifying. Not like Cthulhu terrifying, but like something, like maybe he was like a sex offender, I guess. I don't know. And so they rescinded their invitation. Well, then Chuck was like, this is, just like did we just discriminate against somebody who has a wheelchair or something? Because it's the same kind of adaptive thing to help me exist in the world. And a bunch of people came out supporting him, and they re-invited him. But at this point, he's like, I don't think I want to do it. So they had another little meet and greet with him that week at a gay bar called the Bonham Exchange, and it was organized by Nowhere Bookshop, not sponsored. Would love the bookshop. I really want to. I'm going to totally contact them and see if they can, if I can come in and do a recommendation for you. Love them. But yeah, so they organized it. We went, and it was Tingle, and it was Mark Oshiro, and it was T.J. Klune, whose books I've never read. And so I brought Camp Damascus to get signed, and I would totally have brought The Sun and the Star. But yeah, while they were talking, Mark Oshiro mentioned that he started out reading book series and blogging about it. And I'm like, he's the Mark Reads Mark? Oh my gosh. And he is. So anyway, great book. Highly recommend. As always, I'm going to do my standard sign off here, and then I'll probably do it again on in the spoiler video. But highly recommend. Great book. Really great author. I'm looking forward to reading more of his stuff in the future. As always, if this video has reminded you of anything that you think I'd like to read, feel free to put your recommendations in the comments, because I would love to. It's not like I'm afraid to read new things. I mean, I love to read. I do it all the time, poor Mila just gets a lot of cuddle time while I'm reading. Um, and but again, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next one.